In this video, you will going to learn how to create responsive multi-page website using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and SASS. To demonstrate to you the step-by-step on how to create this website, we have our guest lecturer, Miss DJ. Miss DJ, are you ready? Let's get started.
Hello everyone. So today we are going to create this web page. But before jumping to the coding, let me show you first the first step that we did before creating websites. So there are some important steps that we have to do before jumping to the coding. So first is creating the wireframe. So wireframe provide us a visual understanding of our page. It allows us to visualize the space allocation, the element hierarchy, and what are the functionalities that will be available on our website without actually putting the actual image or color palette that we will use. So we're just using some shapes and text to visualize the element hierarchy in our web page. So yeah, we're not using the actual image. And then now that we created the wireframe and have a visual understanding of the element hierarchy on our web page, we now can create the UI design which we will follow. So this is an example of UI design. Meron na tayong actual image that we are going to use, the text that we are going to put, and the color palette that we should use. Now we will hop on to the coding part, and what we're going to do is the adapt a pet web page under the services section of Be a Pet website. For this, we're going to use Bootstrap. Therefore, we have to copy a CSS and JS links from the Bootstrap page. But before that, gagawa muna tayo ng HTML file. We'll name it adopt, then the HTML extension. Then shift 1 to use emit for quick HTML basic structure code. So automatically, meron na tayong HTML tag, and inside that, the body tag and the head tag. Then, yung mga important tags inside that head tag. And then, the title, na makikita natin doon sa tab bar. So, we will change that to Pet adopt pets to adopt. Then, sa Bootstrap page, mag-i-import tayo ng links. So, dito natin siya ilalagay mamaya. And also, yung sa CSS file natin. Then, we will also import the font we will use for this web page. And then, before mag-end yung body tag, dito natin ilalagay yung script tag. So, unahin muna natin yun sa CSS link for the Bootstrap. So, for the Bootstrap, search natin sa Google getbootstrap.com, then get started. Then, choose the version that you want. The latest version is the version 5. We're going to use version 4 since it supports Jumbotron, unlike the current version. So, click lang yan. Then, pag nag-load na, makikita natin sa documentation yung mga links na need natin i-copy. So, ayan, meron na din yung starter template using Bootstrap. So, what we're going to copy here is this one, yung style sheet link, and these script tags. So, yung copy button, click yan, then sa IDE, paste natin. Then, yung JS tag din, paste it here. And next, yung font na gagamitin. For the font, sa Google din, search natin yung fonts.google.com. Then, search bar, yung font na gustong gamitin. And for this, yung Montserrat. Then, lalabas dito yung mga suggested fonts. Click yung gusto. Then, select the style. I will use this extra light 200, light 300, then yung regular 400, then semi-bold 600. Then, kakopy natin to sa IDE. Paste natin. Then, mamaya sa ating CSS file, i-paste din natin to doon. Now, na-import na natin yung mga links that we need for the Bootstrap and for the font that we will use. Pwede natin umpisahan yung navigation bar ng ating webpage. So, I will put a comment here para alam natin kung nasaan na or ano yung ginagawa natin. So, this is for the navigation bar. Then, we're not going to code this manually. Instead, ikakopy natin yung code from the Bootstrap page. So, sa Bootstrap page, search natin sa search bar, navbar, and then, browse lang natin yan. And then, we are going to select the style of navigation bar that we want. So, meron yung mga different styles here. But, we're going to use this one, yung nauna. So, sa copy button, click lang yan, then, punta ulit tayo sa IDE. And, yan, save. Then, check natin sa ating browser. So, this is how it look like. This is the logo. Then, yung mga navigation links. Then, we have here the search bar. But, we are going to modify that. We will put here the image logo. Then, papalitan natin itong yung mga navigation links. Then, the search bar, we will also modify that. Then, we will add some icons here. Ilalagay natin yan dito sa SRC na attribute. So, inside the folder name images, lagay natin yung logo.png. Then, yung description, para kapag hindi nag-display yung image, may text na mag-describe what is that image all about. So, lagay natin view pet logo. And then, we have div here. And inside that div is yung mga ult tag and list tag for the navigation links. So, MR auto, meaning naka-margin right auto itong ult tag natin. And then, next, the list tag. This is our first navigation link, second navigation link, third navigation link, naka-drop down, o yung may arrow. Then, meron siyang div inside our list tag. This is for the sub navigation links under the services section. And then the next link tag, and this is the search bar in yung nasa form tag natin. Since yung unang link natin or navigation link is home, we're not going to change that na. And ito papalitan natin ng shop. Then the drop down, for the drop down, papalitan natin to ng services. Inside sila ng a tag, yung mga papalitan natin. Then itong div, ito yung mga sub navigation link. We'll change that as well. First, ilalagay natin dito is our services. Adopt now. Then grooming. Then copy natin yan kasi meron pang isa, which is 4 by. Dito pala yung by before the grooming. Then meron ditong divider after the our services navigation link. So ito yon, yung parang line na yon. So ilipat lang natin yan after the our services. And ayan. Then about us yung next. For this, since wala naman tayong navigation link na naka-disabled, we will delete this disabled. Then change natin yan to about us. And yan. Then yung sa search natin, yung search button, icon siya na parang magnifying glass. And for the icon, you will go again sa Bootstrap page to search for that icon. This input tag here is yung search bar natin, kung saan tayo ini-input yung isi-search. So hanap tayo ng search icon. So sa Bootstrap, sa search bar, search natin yung icons. Get Bootstrap icons. Then, yan. Dito yung mga icons na pagpipilian. Search natin para mabilis. Ayan. Then, lalabas dyan yung mga suggested na icons. And we're going to use this. Dito sa gilid, lalabas yung how you wanted to use this. You can download the SVG or use as icon font or use as SVG. We're going to use the SVG. So, copy lang yung code. Then, sa IDE, again, inside the button tag, palitan natin yung search ng SVG na search icon. Then, save. So, pag chinek natin yan, ganito yung itsura. So, the logo, the navigation links, then, yung search icon, under the services navigation link, yung mga sub navigation link for that. And then, we have to put icons here for the cart and yung person icon. So, copy natin to, yung ul tag, after mag-end yung form, after mag-end yung form tag. Then, ayan. Then, copy natin to, itong link, itong list tag, and then, itong list tag na may drop down. So, copy. Then, inside the ul tag, paste it here. Then, papalitan natin yung mga text ng icons. So, first, The first list tag is for the shop icon. So, sa page ng Bootstrap, back lang natin yan. Then, search tayo nung cart icon. Ito yung gagamitin natin. Click lang yan. Then, copy yung SVG code. Then, sa IDE, itong shop na text inside the A tag. Diyan natin ipipaste yung SVG code. And then, sa our services din, inside the A tag, this A tag, yung may text na services, papalitan natin ng person icon. So, back, then search natin person. And, hanapin natin yung gusto natin gamitin, which is this one. Then, copy din yung SVG code. Then, sa IDE, paste lang. Save. And then, palitan din natin itong sub-navigation link. So, sa by, this will be login. Then, sign up. Save. And so, this is now our navigation bar. Meron tayong logo, and then the navigation links, search bar, and then yung two icons here, and then drop down menu for these services and yung para sa login and sign up button. So, let's style this now using CSS, but I'm not going to style this using the CSS. Instead, gagamit ako ng SASS. For this, so, I will use SASS para less CSS code lang, and we can also use variables and use nested syntax too. So, create tayo ng SASS file. Say, yung name ng file natin is style. Then, the SASS extension is SCSS. There we go. And ganyan lang. Mag-create muna ako ng variable that I will use later for the color palette. For the variable, naglagay tayo ng $sign, and then yung variable name na gusto natin gamitin. So, background, and then yung hex code ng color, FFF383. For the secondary color, RGB 240 22 223. Then for the card info, hashtag 22. Then for the footer, hashtag F2D BBC. Then for the copyright, 1E1 40D. And yan. Then let's set the margin and padding of our HTML file to 0. Padding to 0. Then sa body, set natin yung background color ng body natin. Using the variable, so the background, and then yung font family, you are using Montserrat. So doon sa Google Fonts, itong CSS tag here, CSS code, copy natin yan, then paste. Then save. And then, i-style na natin yung navbar. So, for the navbar, wait lang. So, yung A tag natin with na class name navbar, meron siyang image inside. We're going to style that. So, class navbar brand, yung image, set natin yung width to 60 pixels, a height to auto para maging responsive yung image, and then margin 0 on top, 2 pixels on the right side, 0 at the bottom, and then 100 pixels on the left. And then yung search bar natin, i-style din natin siya. Ito yun, yung input. Let's give it a class name search. So, si class name na search, bigyan natin ng background color. Gamitin natin yung variable natin, which is yung secondary. Then, set natin yung border style to none para mawala yung border na, yung color na border. And then a border radius sa top left and bottom left. Let's give that a border radius of 20 pixels. Then height, set din natin yung height to 27 pixels. Then ganoon din doon sa search button. Let's give it a class name, button search. So dot button search. Bigyan natin ng padding na 3 pixels. Then border radius, doon naman lalagyan natin ng border radius sa top right and bottom right na 20 pixels din. So 0, 20 pixels, 20 pixels, 0. Then a height of 27 pixels to width 50 pixels. Then background color, same with our input. And then a margin left na negative 10 pixels para nakadikit siya dun sa input. So, pag sinave natin yan, hindi pa mababago yung style ng ating navigation bar. So, what are we going to do is click this watch SASS to compile the SASS file into a CSS file. So, click natin yan. Then, pag lumabas yan, ibig sabihin, nakapag-generate na ng CSS file yung ating IDE. And yung CSS na yan, ayan yung ililink natin dito sa ating HTML file. So, link tag, then yung CSS file natin, style.css. So, save. Punta tayo ngayon sa ating web page and ayan. Oh, sorry. Kulang pala ako ng 60 to. So, save natin yan. Then, every time na magsisave tayo, may makikita tayo ditong success. So, punta tayo ngayon dito and ayan. medyo dikit-dikit pa sila, and we forgot to set the border for our button to none. So, balik tayo ngayon sa ating IDE. Set natin to border style none. And then, yung mga navigation link natin is masyadong dikit-dikit. So, we will use padding and margin for that. So, sa 8 tag natin, maglagay tayo ng padding sa x-axis na 5 and then margin from on the y-axis na 4. So, ayan. Meron tayong padding sa x-axis na 5 and then margin sa y-axis na 4. Then, ganun din gagawin natin sa the rest of our navigation links. So, copy yan. Then, paste dun sa 8 tag. And then, save. Then, check natin. So, ayan. Hindi na dikit-dikit yung navigation link natin. Ito na lang yung lalagyan din natin ng padding and margin. So, yung person icon or yun para sa login button. Itong A tag na una. Ito yung navigation link natin. We will put a margin right of 5 and then padding sa x-axis na 5. Save. Check natin. So, ayan. Hindi na sila masyado magkakadikit. But the color of our navigation bar is white. To change that, itong BG-light, ito yung color ng navigation bar. Palitan lang natin yung light ng transparent. Save. And ito na yung ating navigation bar. Next that we are going to do is yung title na adapt a pet and then yung sorting option. So, after the nav tag, lagay tayo dito ng comment na end of nav bar. Then, another comment for title and sorting option. So, let's create a container with a class name container fluid and another class name disk and then naka-display flex. Then an inline CSS to set the height to 30 pixels. Container fluid, ibig sabihin nito, sagat doon sa left and right ng browser yung container. Walang space. And then, ito yung class name natin to style, para ma-style natin siya mamaya sa SASS. And then, para makita yung pinagkaiba ng container line and fluid, bigyan natin ng background color na red. Ayan. So, pag container fluid, sorry, wala pa palang content. Say, yung title ng page, which is adopt a pet. So, save. Save. And, ayan. Pag naka-container fluid, walang space or white space dito sa left and right. Kapag kasi container lang siya, nasa gitna yung div natin and there's a space doon sa left and right ng container. Parang ganito. Yan. That's why we use container fluid. So, delete natin yan. And then, ayan, inside the container, yung p tag natin kung saan nakalagay yung title, what's the page is all about. Then, let's create another div with a class name call control. This is for the sorting option. Then, naka-display flex and naka-justify content end. So, dun siya sa right side nakalagay ng container. We use display flex para maging inline yung title and yung ating sorting option here. Select tag. Then, yung ID. Bigyan natin ng ID na sort. Then, option tag. Kung saan natin ilalagay yung mga option kapag clinic yung ating sorting option. So, this, we are going to give it a value of default. So, kapag pumunta si user sa webpage na to, by default, ang lalabas sa sorting option is default sorting. Then, copy lang natin yan for the other option. So, this is birds. Cats. Dogs. Then rabbits. Change natin yung value. Rabbit. Dog. Dogs. Cats. Birds. So, ayan. Save. Ayan, ganito yung itsura niya. So, we will give some spaces sa left and right para pantay siya ng navigation bar. And, medyo palitin natin yung font size nito and pahabain. Kasi masyadong matangkad at maikli. So, si class disk, bigyan natin siya ng margin top na 5 em. Then, margin bottom 2 em. Then, position natin siya to relative. And, a width of 66 viewport width. Then, yung text natin na adapt a bit inside the p tag. Inside this class disk, bago mag-end, yung bago mag-end na curly brace, dito natin i-style. So, P, then, set natin yung font size to 23 pixels, then a font weight of bold. You can also use these numbers. So, yung bold dito is yung 600. So, gamitin natin yan. Font weight 600. So, ito yung tinatawag nating nested syntax. So, instead of writing it as desk P or desk control we can write it na lang na parang ganito. So, si class disk, i-style natin, and then, inside the class disk, meron tayong p tag. So, inside the class disk, yung p tag, i-style din natin, and so on and so on. Pagdating natin sa CSS niyan, this one, although sa SASS natin, naka-nested siya, pagdating sa CSS, magiging ganito yung code. So, mas napapadali ng SASS yung pagko-code natin sa CSS. Then, after ng p-tag natin, yung select, so, yung select tag natin, bigyan natin ng width na 15 em, then a height of 2 em, 2, then a padding of 2px. So, save, and so, ayan, naka-fold na yung ating title na adapt a pet, and hindi na masyadong matangkad and maikli yung ating sorting option. Ayan. For yung ating navigation links, set natin siya to bold. So, navbar, class navbar, yung list niya, font weight is bold, saved, and ayan. Okay, now next natin gagawin is yung cards for the pets. To do that, lagyan mo natin ito ng comment and sorting option. Then, pets card. So, for this, si Bootstrap, meron din siyang codes for the cards. So, search lang din natin doon sa Bootstrap yung card, then pick na lang na style na gusto gamitin for the card. So, first, let's create a container na naka-container fluid. Then, inside that div, create tayo ng another container with the class name card content. Then, inside the card content, create tayo ng another div with the class name card. So, ito na yung mga cards. Dito natin ilalagay sa div class card yung content na ating card, which is the image and yung details ng pets. So, first, we will create another 2 divs here. 1 for the image and 2 for the card info. So, first div, let's give this a class name card image, then img tag, and yung first pet natin is si Bingo. So, sa src attribute, first natin ilagay yung folder na images, or yung file directory, then yung file name ng image. So, si bingo.jpg. Image of bingo. Then, next image is for the card info. So, inside the card info, need natin yung name, gender, and age ng pet. Gamitan ng heading number 6 for the name, bingo. Then, a p tag for the gender. Si bingo is male. And then, another p tag for the age. So, he's 1 year old. Save. And, ganito yung magiging itsura ng card. So, automatically, meron siyang background color. Since Bootstrap ngayon ginamit natin. Then, style natin siya ngayon sa SASS. So, yung class container, bigyan natin ng width na 100 viewport width. Display, flex, justify content, center, align yung items to center, and then flex direction, column. So, justify content and align items, set our cards to the center. Next, yung card content, which is this one, yung mga cards natin, kung saan nakalagay yung cards natin. Display, flex, then center din natin yung mga cards. Justify content center, align item center, then flex wrap, flex wrap, bawa marami na tayong image dito sa ating web page. Kapag lumagpas na siya sa container, which is yung card content, automatically yung mga next images na yon nalalagpas, mapupunta sa next line para hindi siya mag-create ng scroll bar dito. Kasi diba pag may lumagpas, nag-create siya ng scroll bar. So, that makes our web page responsive. Then, yung card natin, let's position it relative to its parent container, which is this one. Then, ang maximum width niya is 325 pixels, but we are going to set the width to 300 pixels only. Then, height to auto para responsive yung image. And then, a margin of 25 pixels. And then, border radius para medyo may style yung card. So, 3 pixels na border radius. Then, overflow, hidden, para yung lalagpas doon sa div na card is matatago. Then, background color, same with the color we use for the body. Then, set natin yung border to none. Then, margin bottom na to EM. So, save. And, ayan. So, ayan, naka-overflow hidden. Yung width ng ating container na card is 300 pixels lang. And yung image, malaki. Mas malaki yung width. So, yung lumagpas is naitago. Then, next natin is yung card image. So, card image. Set natin yung maximum height to 500 pixels. Then, yung image inside sa class natin na card image, ang maximum width niya is 100, which is itong 300 pixels yung susundan niya. And then a height of auto for a responsive image. Save, and ayan. Okay na yung card natin. Then next is yung text. Si card info, position natin din relative. Then from top, move natin siya 0.3 em. Then yung color, padding, top and bottom, there's a padding of 10 pixels and 0 to left and right. Then margin left 10 pixels. Then yung heading 6 natin, set natin yung font size niya. So, inside the class card info pala. So H6, font size 1.1 em. Then font weight to 600. Then a margin bottom of 15 pixels. Then yung p tag natin, font size set natin to 0.9 em. Then align height, para hindi mabago natin kasi masyadong magkalayo yung spacing niya. So set natin yung line height to 6 pixels. Save. And ayan. Lagyan natin ng space sa gender and sa male, and then sa text na age and 1 years old. Then ipantay natin yung male and 1 year old na text. However, sa HTML, hindi binabasa yung space, although we put multiple spaces here. Yan, hindi pa rin siya babasahin ng HTML natin. So, we will use spacing tag. So, ampersand ENSP, create 2 spaces. So, pag sinave natin yan, meron siyang 2 spaces here. And then, yung ampersand EMSP creates 3 spaces. So, pag sinave natin yan, may space siya na 3 spaces here. So, kulang pa kasi gusto natin ipantay siya sa mail. So, copy, paste, and save. And, ayan, medyo pantay na sila. Ayan. So, for the other cards, yung mga images, so, mula dito sa start tag ng div na may class name card and hanggang end tag, copy natin yan. then paste, then change yung image. So, yung next natin is si Trixie. So, Trixie, then change the name to Trixie, then yung gender, female, and she's 3 years old. So, save. And, ayan, meron na tayong next cards. So, repeat lang yung process. Copy and then paste and then change the info. So, after natin i-copy paste yung card and mapalitan yung image and the details. So, ganito na itsura niya. The image, here's our card. The image, yung name ng pet, and then the details. Let's now create the pagination button. And for that, after the end tag ng class card content natin, we will create another div with a class name pagination. So, ito yung magiging container natin for the buttons. And then, for the buttons, we will create a list tag. Then, may class name na page item. Ayan. So, first na gagawin natin button is yung previous button. Then, bigyan natin siya ng class name na previous page and i-disable muna natin. Then, next is yung button for next page. And then, create din tayo ng button for current page. Current page. And gagawa tayo ng mga 4 na list tag for current page. One, two, three, another one. And then, yung isang current page natin, we will give it another class name active. And then, we will create another list tag for the dots, which yung mga dots na yun yung mag-i-indicate for the previous and following pages. So, copy natin, then change natin to class name dots, then copy, then before mag-end doon sa pinakahuling list tag for current page, doon natin ipi-paste. And then, inside the list tag, syempre gagawa din tayo ng a tag. Wait lang. Gagawa tayo ng a tag with the class name page link. Then, i-access natin yan mamaya doon sa gagawin nating JavaScript. Then, same lang yan all throughout our pagination for the a tag. So, paste, paste, Then, yung current page natin, lalagyan natin ng number. So, for the active, yung page 1, and then for the other current page, buttons for current page, kahit ano lang ilagay natin. Si 5, 7, then sample 10. Then, for the dots, lagyan natin ng dots. And then, nag-search ako ng arrow, icon arrow, then kinopy ko yun. So, ipipaste ko lang yan inside the A tag. Doon sa button for the next and previous button. And, yan. So, save. And, ganito yung itsura niya. Then, i-style din natin siya muna sa ating SASS. So, lagyan natin ng comment, pagination buttons. Then, yung class na pagination or yung container natin na pagination, align natin yung text to center. Then, user select, set to none. Then, next yung mga list tag natin. Style din natin. So, display inline block. Para naka-inline sila. Then, may margin from all sides na 5 pixels. Save. And yan, may margin na 5 pixels and naka-center yung text. Then, yung A tag natin inside the list tag, lagyan natin ng color na 63, RGB 63, 32, 32. Then, the text decoration, set natin to none. Then, yung font size, 1 em. Then, line height, 15 pixels. Then, next natin i-style is yung previous and next page. So, si previous page and next page, bigyan natin ng width na 40 pixels and a border radius of 45 pixels. Then, cursor, set natin to pointer. Then, a transition of 0.3 seconds and is. So, kapag hinover, magkakaroon ng delay na 0.3 seconds. Sa previous page, kapag hinover, set natin to transform. Translate X. So, sa X-axis siya gagalaw. Tigyan natin ng negative 5 pixels. So, kapag hinover, gagalaw siya on the X-axis. Gagalaw siya sa left na negative 5 pixels. Ganyan. Then, yung sa next page natin, kailangan yung direction is sa right. So, bubray lang natin yung negative 5. Gawin natin positive. Then, save. And, ayan. Then, page item natin with a class name active. Then yung a tag nya, which has a class name page link. Set natin yung border to solid 1px with a color black. Then yung mga dots, yung current page natin, and yung mga dots na button, set natin yung width to 45 pixels. Then yung cursor to pointer. So, after natin i-style yung pagination buttons natin sa CSS, so, ganito yung itsura nyan. And then, to make this pagination work, maging maayos yung itsura, we will use a JavaScript library called jQuery. So, after the end tag, dito sa script natin, gagawa tayo ng JavaScript code. So, create tayo ng script tag. Then, type text JavaScript. And before tayo mag-start ng coding for the JS, punta muna tayo sa ating browser, then search for cdnjs.com. Then search tayo for jQuery library, then click lang itong unang lalabas. And then copy natin to. Then sa IDE, inside the head tag, click natin jQuery plugin, then paste. Gawa tayo ng script tag, then src attribute, then paste natin yun code, yung kinapin natin inside. Then dagdagan natin ng char set utf8. Then now, start na tayo sa jQuery natin. So, ipe-paste ko na lang yung code, then I will explain kung para saan sila. So, this is the jQuery code. Indent lang natin. Para pala mag-indent yung ganito. And then, the lines, control, then itong curly braces, kung i-indent, curly braces, control plus closing curly braces. If pabalik, if iuurong dito, control plus open curly braces. So, para saan itong mga tags na ito? So, we create a function with name getPageList. Then, we pass a parameter called total pages. So, yung total pages, that is for the total number of pages in pagination, and then the page is the current page, and then yung max length, that is the maximum size of returned array. Then we create a variable for the side width, left width, and right width. So, yung variable natin na side width, if yung maximum length is less than 9, it will only show one page, else it will show this will have a 3 pages dun sa side width, yung dito banda ng ating page. And then on the left width, ito yun, ganun din kung ilang pages yung meron sa left width and right width. Then if yung total page natin is less than or equals sa maximum length, this will return the total pages natin. So there will be no break in the list, yung sa array natin. If yung page is less than or equals the maximum length minus the side width minus 1 and the right width, there will be no breaks on the left of our page, but sa right side magkakaroon ng breaks, and ibig sabihin nun may mga following pages pa doon. However, pag yung page naman natin is greater than or equals the total pages, or total pages minus the side width minus 1 minus the right width, then there will be no break on the right page. But there's a break on the left page. Ibig sabihin may mga pages, may mga previous pages pa doon. Else, pag hindi na-meet tong mga condition, there will be breaks on both sides. Meaning may mga pages tayo both on left and the right side of our pagination. We have another function here. This function will call the cards inside the class card content to get the number of items. So, kukuhain natin kung ilan yung length or ilan yung items doon sa ating container. So, sa ating HTML file, meron tayong class name na card content, and then inside that, meron tayong mga container for the cards with the class name card. So, kinol natin yan. Kinol natin siya dito. Nawag natin yung card inside the card content to get the length. And then, we set the limit per page. So, per page, there will be only 6 cards that will be shown. And then, for the total pages, we round upwards the total pages. So, this will be the number of buttons, and hindi dito kasama yung prev and next, and our button should be at least 5. So let's say 7. There will be 7 buttons that will be visible on our pagination. 7 buttons means there are 7 pages. Then the total pages, kukuhain natin yung number ng pages na ma-create by using the math.cell method. Then divide natin yung number of items sa limit per page. So, ang items natin, we have 15 total pages. We have 15 items or 15 cards na ginawa. And then, di-divide natin yan sa 6. So, ang total pages natin, there will be 2 pages with 6 cards visible, and then a 1 page with 3 cards visible. Since 15 divided by 6 is 2, And then may remainder pa tayong 3. So, meron tayong 1 page with 6 cards visible, another page for the page 2 with 6 cards visible, and then the last page which only have 3 cards visible. Ito yung sobra. And then we have a function here with a condition if yung current page is equal sa which page. So if yung which page is less than 1 and or greater than the total pages, it will not execute these functions. It will just return false. The next, itong selector, tinawag natin again yung class card inside the class card content. Then we use the hide method and the slice method. This code, this will hide the other cards since sabi nga natin per page 6 cards lang yung magiging yung visible, and then we put -1 so that only 6 card will be shown since naka-array nga tayo, diba? Every time i-return niya yung array. So yung bilang natin is from 0, 1, and so on. So yung first card natin will start on 0, the second card is 1, and so on and so on. So if 6 cards, so magbibilang tayo 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there will be 7 cards. So we have to put -1 para 6 cards lang yung makikita. And then we use the show method para mag-show yung mga cards natin. And then this code will show the buttons. So example, diba, kanina meron between 1 and 5 merong mga dots na merong button na naka-dots. So kapag click natin sa example sa 4, ito yung code para mag-show yung button na yon, yung button with the number 2, number 3, yung nakatago doon sa may button with dots. And then this code, this will disable the previous and next button kapag nasa first and last page na tayo. So yung list natin na previous page, i-disable natin kapag yung current page is equal dun sa first page. And yung next page, naka-disable din kapag yung current page is equals na dun sa total of pages. And then we will include the add and previous button with this code. So yung class name na pagination, mag-a-add tayo ng list with the class name page item and previous page. Then mag-a-add tayo ng a tag with the class name page link. Then inside the a tag natin may arrow, and same din dun sa next button. And then since we add a previous and next button here, we have to use event delegation kasi itong items na to were we just recreated here. And then this code, yung selector class card content, show method, show page 1. Ito yung, this will show the page links. So, balik tayo dito sa event allocation natin. So, pag click natin yung button, ida-direct tayo doon sa page. And then, kapag click natin yung next page button, yung arrow na next page, ipapakita yung page, which is yung current page plus 1. So, mag-a-add, from the current page, mag-a-add ng 1 page, and ayun yung isi-show. And then, sa previous page naman, pag-click yung previous page, babawas naman ng isang page from the current page, and ayun yung isi-show. So, that's for our jQuery code to make our pagination working. And then, yung pagination natin, ipapantay natin siya dito sa cards natin. So, yung class na pagination, set natin yung position to absolute. And then, from left, i-move natin siya 16 AM. And, ayan. Now, tapos na natin gawin yung ating pagination button. Gawin naman natin ngayon yung footer. So, lagay muna tayo dito lang comment. So, for the footer, gamit tayo ng footer tag. And then, inside that, gawa tayo ng container with a class name footer basic. And then, inside that, gagawa tayo ng dalawang div. One for the social media icons, and then yung sa quick navigation links. So, for the social media icons, dito natin lalagay. Gawa tayo ng div with a class name social. And then, inside that, yung mga A tag, gawa tayo ng A tag. Say, this is for the Facebook. www.facebook.com. And then, copy, paste, paste, paste. So, palitan lang natin yung iba. Next is for the Instagram. Next is for the Snapchat. Then, next is yung for the Twitter icon. So, for the icon, pupunta tayo ng Font Awesome to get a font icons. But before that, may CDN links muna tayong i-copy. So, dun sa cdnjs.com, kung saan natin kinapi yung CDN link for our jQuery, sa search bar, search natin Font Awesome. And then, yung una-una dito, i-copy natin yan. Then, inside our head tag, dito ko siya ilalagay. So, this is the link, yung link tag. Then, sa href, paste natin. Ayan. And then, yung mismong font icon, punta tayo ulit sa browser, then, search natin Font Awesome. Then, click lang to, yung nasa unang lalabas. Pagka-click, ito sa search bar, search natin. So, yung first icon is yung Facebook. So, Facebook, click, search, and then, lalabas dito yung mga suggested icons. Pipili natin ito. Then, yung link na to, ito yung for the font icons. Copy natin yan. Then, paste inside dun sa A tag. So, save. Then, check natin. So, ito yon yung icon. Then, next naman is Instagram. So, search again, Instagram. Copy natin to. Copy. Inside the A tag, paste. Next, Snapchat. This one. Copy. Paste. Then, Twitter. Copy. Then, paste. Then, save natin. Tingnan natin yung itsura. So, maliit pa lang siya. Next natin gawin, by the way, i-move pala natin to onte sa top. So, sa pagination, ito, bigyan natin ng margin sa top, negative 5 em para umakyat siya onte. Then, 0 to left and right. Then, 10 em na margin sa bottom. Then, save. And, ayan. Medyo okay na. Then, after nito, yung sa social media links, next natin gawin is yung sa navigation links. So, create tayo ng another div with a class name social links. Then, another A tag. Then, copy natin yan. Copy, paste, paste. Then, unang quick nav links natin is for the home. Next is for the about. About. Next is for the shop. Then, lastly, yung para sa contact us. So, save. Then, ayan, ganito yung itsura niya. Next natin gawin is yung copyright section. So, create tayo ng another div inside our So, after the end tag of the div with the class name footer basic, gawa tayo ulit ng another div. So, yung pangalan nito is same dun sa ating nauna, which is footer basic. Then, inside that div, create tayo ng, lagay tayo ng p tag. Then, bigyan natin ng class name na copyright. Right. Then, sulat natin pupet copyright. For the copyright, ampersand, yung hash symbol, then 169. Then, semicolon. And then, yung year ngayon, which is 2021. So, save. And, ayan. So, ngayon, style naman na natin sila. So, this is for the footer. So, yung div natin na footer basic, palitan na lang natin to ng class name na footer copy. So, yung div natin na may class name na footer basic, bigyan natin ng background color na RGB. 242, red 242, green 219, and blue na 188. So, hindi tayo gumamit ng variable kasi hindi natin siya sinet dito kanina. Then, next, yung color ng ating text, set natin sa yung color ng copyright. Kasi same yung yung mga social media icons and text natin, same color with the copyright section. Then, yung alignment ng text, set natin to center para naka-center sila. Then, sa padding, top and bottom 30 pixels, left and right a 0 padding. Save, check natin, and ayan, may color na. Then next, yung sa class natin na social, for the social media icons. So, inside our footer basic, dito sa CSS, inenest natin yung ating code. So, this is called nested syntax in SASS. So, yung social na class, text align, naka-center, then kaya natin ng padding bottom na 25 pixels para hindi nakadikit sa ating quick navigation links. The next natin yung style is yung a tag inside this div with a class name social. This one. So, gagawin natin using the selector in CSS. I-select natin lahat ng a tag of inside the class social. So, si selector in CSS, it selects the elements of the specific parents. And here, yung parent element natin is yung div natin with the class name social, and yung mga child element niya is yung mga a tags. So, we are selecting those all. Wait lang. So, ayan. So, si a tag natin, bigyan natin ng font size. Yung font icon natin na 24 pixels. 24 pixels. Yan. Make sure na ilalagay natin itong selector A inside doon sa code natin for the div social. Kasi pag sa labas yan, ibig sabihin nun, yung a tag inside sa div na footer basic, which is wala siyang child element na a. So, hindi gagana yun code for that. After na font size, set natin yung width to 60 pixels and the height of 60 pixels. Then, bigyan natin ng margin since magkakadikit sila. Top and bottom a 0 margin, and then the left and right 8 pixels. Ayan. Then, the color, set natin to inherit. Ayan. Then, bigyan natin ng border. Border na 1 pixel solid. Then, same sa color ng gagamitin natin for the copyright. So, lagay lang natin yung variable natin na copyright. And then, set natin yung to inline block. Inline block. So, ayan. Then, gawin natin circle yung border. So, border radius. Set natin to 40%. Then, ayan. Ibaba natin yung then, ibaba natin itong mga i-center natin itong font icon. So, gamit tayo ng line height. Then, set natin to 60 pixels. So, bakit hindi tayo gumamit ng padding? Kasi, pag naka-padding yan, lalaki, madadamay pati yung left, right, and the bottom. So, para magiging ganito yung itsura niya. Yan. So, gamit natin ng line height para mag-move lang siya from the top. Then, set natin yung opacity to 0.75 para hindi siya masyadong brown. Next is kapag hinover natin, dapat may style siya. So, sa SAS, gamit lang tayo ng ampersand. Then, yung pseudo element na gagamitin natin, which is yung hover. Then, how we want this style. Yung opacity niya, set natin to 0.5. Save. And kapag in-over natin yan, bumababa yung opacity niya. Sa SAS, yung ampersand dito, it allows us to nest selector modifier. And yung ampersand natin dito, this position our tag, this one, next to the pseudo element na ginagamit natin. And from SAS, though sinusulat natin siya ng pagganito, sa CSS, kapag kinompile na siya, tingnan natin yung CSS natin. Kapag kinompile na siya to CSS, nakaganto siya. And without the n ampersand dyan, magkakaroon ng space sa dito sa CSS file natin, parang ganito yung itsura, which hindi gagana yung code natin. Then, also with this ampersand, we can style or we can use any pseudo elements we want nang hindi pa ulit-ulit na kinocode yung A over A before, katulad ng ganon. So, we can just use example active, then another. Yeah, so we can use pseudo classes on a class as much as we want in much less repetitive way. So, ayun yung kagandahan sa SAS, na napapadali yung pagko-code natin. So, move on. Next nating style is yung social media links. So, exit na tayo dyan kasi nasa ibang div na to. So, social links. Wait lang. So, ito naman yung style natin, yung sa ating quick knobs. So, social links, yung A tag inside that, text align natin to center, and then let's give this a font size of 20 pixels, a margin on all sides na 50 pixels, and then set natin yung color to #1 E140 T. Save. And ayan. Then palitan natin. So, set natin siya all to uppercase. So, text transform, set natin to uppercase. Save. And ayan. Then next is yung ating copyright section. So, si footer copy, Set natin yung background color niya to copyright. Yan. Then, text align. Sorry. Then, after that, yung kanyang p tag. So, may class name na copyright. So, sige, class copyright. Set natin yung text alignment to center. Then, yung font size to 18 pixels. Then, yung color to white. Ayan. Or AAA. Para medyo grayish. So, ayan. Medyo maliit pa yung yung sa copyright section natin. So, bigyan natin ng spaces sa top and bottom. So, set natin yung padding. Sa top and bottom, bigyan natin ng 1 EM and 0 to the left and right. Then, move natin onti pababa itong copyright text. So, say padding top 10 pixels. Then, ayan. So, ngayon tapos natin gawin yung adopt a pet web page ng ating pet website. Let's make this responsive naman. So, to check if responsive ba yung website or yung web page natin, Ctrl-Shift-I, or you can also press Ctrl-Shift-J, same lang, but it will direct you sa console kapag yung J yung gagamitin. Anyways, this developers tool is very helpful kapag i-debug natin yung HTML file natin. Like, for example, itong pagination natin, medyo naka-urong siya pa right. Then, we can search for that here. So, nandito siya. Pagination. Ito, pagination. Then, pag-click natin dyan, sa class na pagination, lalabas dito yung style CSS code. Ganon din sa ibang class. Example, yung container na to, na disk. Pag-click natin, lalabas yung CSS niya dito. So, click natin yung pagination, then example, iurong natin siya sa left. Example, we will give this a right margin of negative 40 pixels. Then, medyo baba. Ayan. 80. Ayan. So, we can use this. Then, syempre, hindi naman yan masisave sa CSS file natin. But, we can go to our IDE. Then, search natin yung sa class na pagination. Then, copy natin yan. Then, paste. So, ayan. This developers tool will be very helpful to us kapag nagbibuild tayo ng website. First natin gawin is kapag yung width ng browser is nasa 700, dapat itong drop down natin is nasa baba ng adopt a pet. So, sa CSS, sa SASS file natin, lagay natin yung tag na media to make our web page responsive. Then at media screen, and yung maximum width na sa ating targetan, which is kapag 700 pixels yung width, yung maximum width niya. Yung description, so yung class name natin yung container natin na may class name description, change natin yung width to 200 pixels. Then display flex direction, naka-column para magkasunod sila. Then align natin yung text to center. Then yung margin bottom, kung nakikita nyo masyadong malaki yung space, then bawasan natin 3 em. And save. Palitin natin siya konti para ayan. So kung nakikita nyo dito paglalabas, yung width niya is 689. So kapag lumagpas na siya sa 700 pixels yung width, hindi mag-work itong code. Pero pag yung width is below the 700 pixels, ganito yung nagiging result. Then move natin yung logo natin sa side onte. So yung name ng logo natin is Navbar brand. Ito. Navbar brand, kung saan nakalagay yung logo. So class Navbar brand. Margin left na negative 2 em. So ayan. Then yung pagination natin, iurong natin. So yung class na pagination, margin left negative 7 em. So ayan, or 6.5 em, or no, ayan, medyo pantay. And then yung quick nav natin masyadong malaki. Then change din natin yan. So yung class name ng container na to is social links. So yung class social links, yung a tag inside our container social links, change natin yung font size to 12 pixels. And there we go. So ayan, kapag lumiliit na yung browser natin, nagiging okay yung itsura. So sa example, pag na-reach na yung width na 476 pixels. Ayan. Copy lang natin to. Then max width is 467 pixels. Yung pagination natin 9. At 10 em. Then yung spacing ng ating quick navigation links, social links, so yung margin, set natin top and bottom 50 pixels, then margin right 10 pixels. Then, ayan. For the mobile view, tablet view, and then for the desktop view. So, ayan yung ating Adapt a Pet webpage for the pet website. Sana meron kayong natutunan at na-enjoy nyo yung pagko-code.
So, we are done. If this video has helped you, kindly give this a thumbs up and hit the notification bell so you will get updated on our next tutorial video. And if you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe as you support this growing channel. We hope to see you again in our next tutorial video. Thank you for watching.